Hello and welcome to another episode of Words with Myself.
There is a scene in the film No Country for Old Men in which the psychopath killer basically goes into this shop and he demands that the shopkeeper flip a coin. And he doesn't know what he's flipping for, but the real truth is that he's going to die if he loses that coin toss. The shopkeeper says to the killer that he isn't putting anything up. And the killer says to him that you are putting something up and it's everything. And you've been putting it up your whole life, because little does he know that his life is on the line and he happens to win the coin toss and survive. Now, these might be the comments of a psychopath, but it raises a very interesting point that many of us live our lives and we don't realize that every day we are staking everything on what we're doing, because there is no guaranteed tomorrow. There's no absolute that you will live 10 years down the line. There's no absolute guarantee that you will live tomorrow. All that you know is that you will go to sleep tonight and probably expect to wake up tomorrow for the good foreseeable future. But with this perspective, it makes us lazy investors. We don't seriously consider how we are spending our time because we take it for granted. The truth is, as he said, that you are staking everything every day and you're probably not aware of it, or you're not conscious of it. You know in the back of your mind that you're going to die, but you kind of just expect it not to happen to you. Or maybe you go too far the other way and you constantly expect it to happen to you, and then you become a nervous wreck. You know, the world is a chaotic and dangerous place. Things happen all the time. And if you are over-aware of the chance of death, it would probably be a very anxious existence. And when people live like this, they tend to spend all of their time and energy on not dying. And they forget that with the time that they have, they should be living and not focused on not dying, because then all you're doing is spending energy on preserving a life that you aren't living. But the difficulty is in applying this idea that things are not permanent, that we don't know what the future holds for us. We can let that panic us. We can let that send us out of control and want to live frivolously or carelessly. But it's quickly realized that living like this is A, not sustainable, and B, it's not a way that you want to live forever. At some point in time, you will likely want something that has meaning in life, something a bit more stable, a bit more permanent. If you want a family, or you want to start building some roots, you want to build a community, any time that you have something to gain, that is something to lose. So in order to avoid that feeling that there is much to lose and much that can go wrong, you end up convincing yourself that you don't care about anything and that nothing is important. And a lot of people are stuck like that. You know, they've just got to this point in their life where they go, I don't care for the whole thing, whatever. I don't care about this and I don't care about that. And it makes someone very shallow. And part of that is through fear, because to love deeply, to care deeply, to live deeply, you must stake a lot. You must live in a way that is very risky, very dangerous. It's dangerous to love. It's dangerous to care about things, because that puts you in a situation where you are vulnerable. And out of weakness, people choose to be invulnerable, which means that they select things which won't harm them or won't even have the opportunity to harm them. But without that, without trying to strip away that dark side and the loss, means that you also strip away the love and the meaning. All of the beauty is lost when you turn your back on the risks to it. There is no way to have a meaningful and rich life without risking a lot. But the trick of it is that you're risking it anyway. Even if you choose not to risk, you're still risking not risking. And it seems very confusing, but it's not. If you live in a way that is very risk adverse, you risk not being exposed to opportunities, not in having great experiences or exploring new unfound things. If you don't risk, you definitely won't get it. If you do risk, you might not get it, but you might get it. So people have this comfortability in selecting a losing option, knowing that they're going to lose, but feeling comfortable in knowing a certain outcome. And everyone is going to have a different risk appetite. They're going to have a different idea of what they want to stake and what they want to achieve. But if you have this thing that you want to accomplish and you are allowing your fears to hold you back from that, you are denying yourself the possibility of ever getting it. You have to say, it's okay. I know that I am scared. I know that this puts me in a vulnerable position, but the payoff is worth it. For me, I would rather live a life that I risked everything to gain everything than didn't risk anything, but didn't really gain anything. I was comfortable the whole time. I was somewhere in the middle. And to me, I feel like life is so precious, so amazing, and there is so much opportunity, so much to experience, so much to live, that living a comfortable, predictable experience to me means risking my entire life. It's not even risking it. It's a guaranteed that my life will not go the way I want it to go. Whereas for me, on the other side of risk is all of the upside. So to not risk gives me the losing position that I know I don't want. But to risk everything gives me a chance, success, what I want my life to look like, how I want to live my life and experience each day. And accepting a guaranteed loss at the cost of my life just simply doesn't make sense to me. And I would feel very ungrateful for all that I have been given, for all of this beautiful life and ability, my health, everything that I have. To do nothing with it seems incredibly ungrateful. To not want to risk it all for the sake of experiencing, for the sake of truly living, to be given such a life and to not want to spend that making the most of it. It's like somebody who has one of those really nice cars, but they never drive it, and it always sits in pristine condition, but it never gets used, it never gets enjoyed. It seems like such a waste, and that's how I view things, and people may view things very differently, and they're certainly entitled to that. But for me, how I want to live my life is to enjoy things that I'm given, to truly live, to feel like I am making the most of my time and making the most of my life. And what comes with that is this complete understanding that everything in life is an investment. You are investing your time, your energy, your attention to all of the things that you do with your day. And that is what it means to be present, to be intentional with how you are spending your time, with how you are spending your attention, doing things that mean something to you, doing things that make you feel connected and aligned. That is being present. It's not just about meditating and being aware of all your senses. It's about being intentional in your life. It's about integrating intention within your present moment. So how you're spending your time, you are spending it in a way that you truly want to be spending it. And that doesn't matter if you're sitting on a hill and enjoying a nice view. That doesn't matter if you're reading a book or writing a book or sailing on a boat or fishing or playing sports. It's about being intentional. This is what I want to be doing with my life, and that's why I'm spending my time doing it. Whereas when people are comfortable, they're not intentional. They're not selecting what they're doing because it drives them, it feels connected, it feels enjoyable. They're doing things because it feels safe. This is why people eat comfort food and chocolate and crisps and stuff like that. A lot of people don't even enjoy the taste of it. You don't even see them eat it. It just disappears, like a whole bar. And if you were to ask them, did you really enjoy that? Did you actually take the time to enjoy that? They'd probably give you an answer that was like, yeah, but really deep down, that they're just eating it for the sake of it. That It wasn't like they were tasting that chocolate like they were when they were a child and it really savouring the flavours and experiencing it. It was just eating it for the sake of it because, typically they've eaten chocolate and it makes them feel good. And it's just this kind of integrated pattern, not an actual experience. Because if you keep doing the same things over and over again, before long, it doesn't really become experience. It becomes a habit. And it's just something that you do automatically and kind of gloss over it. And being intentional is the opposite of that. Being in the present moment is the opposite of that. It's the antithesis of that. It's doing everything with intention, knowing exactly why you're making your decisions. Every choice in your life, everything should be drawing you closer to where you want to be and doing exactly what you want to do right now. And that will bring you to where you want to be. It's not about looking for a future. It's about, this would be a nice experience to have. And if I want to have this experience, then in the present moment, this is what I have to do. And if this is what I have to do, then I am going to do it with my full attention, my full care, my full presence. That is what it means to show up. That is what it means to be present. And you don't have to necessarily know what you want to do with your life. You don't have to have it all figured out and planned out. It definitely helps to. Like, if you have an idea of the life that you want, get as clear as you can on that vision. Understand it, know it in detail, and then you will be able to see how every decision that you make, every choice, when it comes to what you eat, to what you're doing, to how you're spending your time, to what you're reading, to what you're consuming, all of that kind of stuff, everything should be bringing you closer to that vision. If something pulls you away or pushes you back, that is something that you should strongly consider removing because it isn't aligned with your vision. However, if you don't know what you want from life, you don't know what kind of experience you want to have, and you're not quite clear of your direction or your purpose, then you can be intentionally spending your day. Experiment. Do everything. Find out what you like doing and make it that is your life's mission. That's how you're spending your time, is by trying new things, exploring, seeing what gives you joy, see what gives you happiness. And when you do things, be all in. Be fully present when you're doing them. Not thinking of other things that you should be doing, or is this right for me, or is this the right thing to be doing? All of that is subtracting from your presentness of being. So when you're trying things, you should try things with openness, with not expectation, but perception, to experience it fully and see what comes up, without making prejudgments or expectations, without trying to govern or control the experience, just experience. When you are making your food or making yourself a cup of tea, be fully present with that. Love the experience of it. Put care and attention into making it a really enjoyable process with an amazing product at the end of it. Love it and enjoy it. Don't just do things for the sake of it because you've always done them. All of these things that we habitually do, we are comfortable with. So we're not fully experiencing them as if we were to experience them for the first time. And it won't always be possible to have that experience every time. But if you're doing something, there should be a good reason behind it. And if that reason is because you want to do it, then you should enjoy doing it. Otherwise, what's the point? So make it your mission to be intentional, to do things with good reason. And I'm not going to tell you what a good reason is because everyone's reasons will be different. And a good reason to you would be maybe not a good reason to me, but it doesn't matter. It's your experience. So be intentional with a good reason and know why you're doing what you're doing. And also be present. When you are doing it, be fully there, be fully in it, and be fully open. Thank you for listening.